Right, I think we are live here. Okay, let's check and see. Okay, let's remove this. Okay, are we on? Are we live? Skip ahead. Let's all right, I think we are on. So, welcome. If you have any questions for me, if you don't know me yet, my name is Sheena Romero, and I am a an owner, uh, of an agency owner for a digital marketing company called SOP Digital Solutions, and I am so big in power of self-awareness, right? Manifestation, if you're familiar with that. You can look it up, or you can join the course and community that I have, which is called Power of Self Awareness. It's going to be in the description. But I want to talk about today, what I want to talk about is the law of relativity. Um, and law of relativity is one of the 12 laws of the universe, or in the manifestation world, meaning that you will not be able to actually, you won't be able to know the value of one thing unless you compare it to another, right? And this is very important. Um, And it's very powerful to be aware of this just because we do it all the time, every single day, right? We go about our days or our lives thinking that we just know that we are not worthy of anything or something, right? So if you are a confident person, then I don't know why you would watch this, but I'm pretty sure that you'll get something out of this, right? So if you are a person, if you are a person who's doubting anything about yourself, right? May it be you might be thinking you're not good enough, you're not powerful enough, you're not successful enough, you're not rich enough, you're not um, intelligent enough or smart enough. So the awareness of you knowing that you have that in your mind is something that you need to celebrate, right? Because all of us walk this life, when we start, when we're not aware, we walk this life thinking that that's just how I feel, right? You just feel like, well, I'm just not feeling good enough, right? And we don't know that there's an underlying cause and effect, right? That's another law as well of the universe, law of cause and effect, right? But it doesn't mean that it's your fault. It's no one's fault, right? It's just you not being aware that you are not aware of not knowing about the law of relativity. So we talk about, we've seen so many videos and quotes about comparing yourself to someone else. So that's one, right? That's one way to look at it. But when we start being aware that we are comparing ourselves, or we are thinking that we are not good enough, it means that that's your cue to be able to know that you are starting to compare yourself to someone else. And you want to be able to dig in deeper and ask the why, right? So this is the why method. why am I feeling that way? So you might be feeling, like for example, with me, I would feel like, well, I'm not um getting that, or I'm not able to, I'm not confident enough to start with that, right? So to any of you who are not feeling confident enough, right? I started with that as well before I started, showing up. So what you want to be able to dig in within yourself is, okay, you want to recognize that you're feeling that you're not confident enough. So why are you feeling not confident enough, right? So you can start by recognizing that you're not feeling enough, confident enough. You want to be able to start recognizing compared to who, right? Are you comparing yourself to anyone else at work who is presenting themselves as confident? Are you scrolling through social media, looking at people and seeing how confident and how much impact they have in other people's lives? Right? So you want to be able to know where that underlying thoughts are coming from, right? So if you do say that, like, I'm not confident enough, and you found out it's because I'm just, when I stand in front of everyone, it's just not the same as my peers. I'm not giving the same impact. So that's what you want to be able to recognize. And the next will be, what uh who are the people who you are looking up to? Who do you look up to? And what are the great traits that they have that you want to be able to embody? So this is the time when you can, you might be right now comparing yourself to someone who you want to be, or not, right? So if you are comparing yourself to someone who you want to be, somehow, of course, we're not going to be anyone else but us, right? But being able to borrow someone's confidence or being able to borrow someone else's experience will help us in treading along this journey of self-awareness, when it comes to law of relativity or comparing ourselves to someone else, right? And you can do that. You can, you might be looking at social media thinking like, wow, this person is like, I love her. I love her impact. I love how people are engaging with this person. But that's just the surface. So don't be fooled in this process, right? Don't be fooled. This is the surface of your journey, not the surface of other people, right? Because we're talking about you comparing yourself to someone else. So this is the first, few steps of your journey, looking up to those people and determining what are the great things that you like about this person, right? And not copying their whole lives, but being able to know, when for example, I adore Amy Porterfield or Maria Went, right? I know that I cannot be them, but I love how impactful they are. Even Michelle Cunningham. But I don't have that kind of trait, right? Really engaging. And some of these people, sometimes they're very showy on social media, but the fact of the matter is, in their personal lives, they just want to be by themselves and enjoy time with their family. So, you want to make sure that you are actually incorporating all the things that you love about this person, but not really taking in all of their, just copying everything, right? So let's talk about that fact right there, right? So the impact, you love the, probably like with Amy Porterfield, I love her command with her audience. I love her positive vibration. I love how of course she has that experience, but prior to her having that experience, she was not that confident, right? So being able to dig in deep as to where did this person start, right? Because if you see the journey of Amy Porterfield, she's one of the top social media slash she used to do ads management, but now she's more of creating course and so much more, all about digital marketing, right? And if you see how she started, she was really shy, timid. So having that knowledge of how this person who you are adoring right now or admiring right now, how that person started, will make you realize that, okay, like this person started from nothing or from whatever they had at that moment, right? So it's a possibility for me as well. So it's- that's what you kind of that's where you'll be able to understand that, okay, this person has the same background as me or started the same as how I started. And watching that person's journey and being able to know that, at what point this person transitioned from, confused with their marketing, with their messaging, to really determining what their messaging is. Because as entrepreneurs, if you're an entrepreneur, right, or even as a mom or as an employee, you don't determine who you are right away, right? It's a journey. Even if you switch from, from having a job to entrepreneurship, you are going to have a journey of really being able to define who you are. And it is okay. I'm giving you permission right now, and letting you know that it is okay for you to start out with not figuring out anything at the moment, right? Because even with your vision, right? So we talk about manifesting the life of your dreams. Sometimes you don't determine those things right away because, things change. Things do change, right? Maybe right now you want to be able to have this type of house or this type of income, and then later on it will change. But having something to hold on to pro to keep you moving forward, not even propelling you, right? Having something to hold on to will help you have and hold on to that why. Especially if you have family that you're really, if you're the breadwinner for that family, right? The drive is just completely different. But anyway, just going back to that comparison, right? Comparing, if you're comparing yourself to someone else anyway, right? Try to look at that person. When, how did they start, where did they start? And at first you will get overwhelmed, right, with all the information that you're taking in. I know this for a fact because I have enrolled in so many dozens and dozens of courses. I've hired dozens and dozens of coaches, and I just am not staying in one niche, right? I wasn't staying in one niche just because I didn't really know exactly what I wanted, but now I do, right? So right now I'm talking about power of self-awareness, but also I talk about digital marketing because I love, love, love automation. I love my Go High level. I love all of those things like social media. So it's more about digital marketing, and that's the reason why that my ideal person is, Amy Porterfield, Maria Went, Michelle Cunningham, even Dan Martell. um, so of course, if you have a different niche, don't pay attention to who I'm talking about. But this will be helpful because these are people who are really big in the digital marketing industry, which includes social media management, website design, funnel design, email marketing, and all of that good stuff. And as an entrepreneur, you'll be going through and learning about it so you can learn it. So I learned all of those, the knowledge that I have with funnel design, with web design, email marketing, SMS marketing, anything that has to do with digital marketing. But I am not a master of those specific things, right? Because I rely on people to do that for me. So anyway, so talking about going back to the law of relativity of comparing yourself to someone else. So if you're going to compare yourself to someone else and you found your um ideal person to kind of not put in pedestal, because putting someone in pedestal means that you are below them, right? So you want to be able to recognize that they have those traits that you want to be able to achieve in order for you to uh, to know what your possibilities are, and what your journey will kind of look like, right? And what will it take in order for you to get there? So you want to be able to look up to them, but not to compare, but to know like what will be my possibility. So that's what the aim is for. If you were to find your ideal person that you admire, right? And you will admire so many people, you will admire so many successful people. It's like I said, it's just going to be a journey, right? Because I used to love, not that I don't love them anymore, but I used to love other mentors, other um uh digital marketers. But as I move forward, I find those other um uh public figures that are more aligned to what I'm doing and to what I want to do. So going back to again the law of relativity, when you compare and you kind of recognize that person, right? You want to be able to assess where you are at right now at this current moment. Maybe you just started your business, or maybe you have scaled already, right? So again, we are recognizing this, and you are in this space right now just because you are feeling probably not good enough, or not intelligent enough, or you're still lost, right? So the biggest advice that I have, when you are navigating through the your entrepreneurship, is just slowing down and making sure that when you browse through your social media or you idolize anyone, is that you have to be aware that you're feeling that you're comparing yourself, your first step, to someone else's 100 step. And we see this, this quote all the time, or this idea, or we see videos about comparison all the time. But we have to aware that when we are starting to feel like I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not worthy enough, I'm not successful enough, it means that you are starting to compare yourself and having that law of relativity, because you cannot charge your worth, you won't know your value unless um you figure it out for your own, right? So you there might be standard, like, for example, creating a website. There are people who charges $4,000 for a website or a funnel, and there are some people who charges $700, right? So where do you fit in? What kind of target audience are you targeting, right? So it really depends on what you believe in and what you feel good about when charging your client. So this is going to be a journey, and I want you to be able to recognize when you're comparing yourself to someone, or when you're starting to feel the feeling of not being enough, you have to stop and be aware, and then ask yourself the why question. Why am I feeling this way? And the next thing is moving to, what do I need to do in order for me to move out from that, right? And knowing what the process, like like I've mentioned earlier, knowing where this person came from, whoever you're comparing yourself to, do you guys have the same uh or that is that person in line with the goal that you have in life, right? Or a vision that you have for yourself in your business. And once it is, then you want to check and see how do you they used to charge. So to comparison, right? Like I compared Maria Went and Amy Porterfield. Maria Went used to charge, just $700 for her website. And I won't be able to say about, Amy Porterfield, because I know that she used to charge for her ads, right? She's more of ads kind of gal. But Maria, she does low ticket charges, like she charges low ticket offers. And Amy Porterfield, it's more of like mid to higher tier. So, but I know that there are some other coaches that are higher than Amy Porterfield. But what I'm saying is that both of them cater to want to be able to help a lot of people, but it's just that Maria is targeting to help a lot more people. Of course, if people are able to afford, then you get more people in there. Like her coaching, she has some coaching that are 290 plus or 197, and then Amy, the lowest that coaching that she has is 1900 something, right? So comparing yourself, like what do you want to be, how do you want to start, right? Because you can start out right away. I have some mentors who started out right away charging $6,000 or more, and I have some coaches who take low ticket offers, 27 in a community. Is that acceptable to you, right? So you cannot say that you're not worthy enough, or you cannot question yourself if you are worthy of the 7,000 or 6,000, or you're worthy of just a low ticket. It's a decision that you have to make within yourself. How confident are you? How do you feel whenever you are pitching your specific pricing, right? Because it's all about the confidence. Now, if you're starting out and you really don't have any experience at all, it's totally up to you. If because I have seen some of my peers in the digital marketing world as to where they are able to scale right away and believe that they are worth 3,000 or $4,000 in when creating their SEO website. So there's nothing wrong with that, right? But as far as you are confident that you are able to deliver the result, or hire someone who will help you deliver that result. So it's again, it's totally up to you as to what you feel comfortable. And if you decide to start out with free, like I have done free service before in order for me to start feeling confident about myself. So you can do that as well. So it's really totally up to you, because with me, I wanted to get that testimonial. I wanted to get that result to prove to myself that, it's working. So it's totally up to you. But if you know that, no matter what, you will give this person or this client a result, then go for it. You know, don't as far as your ladder of belief, as far as your belief with what you're charging um, is very truthful to you and you're confident about it, then go for it. But if not, then you can go through the ladder of belief of starting out with probably 47, $1,000, and climb as you get your reviews, your good reviews, your results. So it's totally up to you, because I know for a fact that this is very, very controversial, because some people will ask, how much do they need to charge? And some people will say, well, I I feel like these people are ripping me off, or they are devaluing my worth, or they don't see my value, right? So you have to be able to gauge within yourself where you should start and what you believe you are worth, so that you feel confident about it. But anyway, so hopefully this helped you out, and